So basically, right, big news. So this is actually real news. Japan has signed a deal with India to bring in 500,000 Indian workers. This is actually official news, Theo. Okay, a lot of people are not happy about that. A lot of Japanese people, a lot of Western people as well, people living in Japan who are Western are unhappy about that. So here's a clip here of a Japanese person speaking about that. Okay, and he's rejecting mass Indian immigration. Can we blame him? Let's break it down, Theo.
我々求めておりません。バングラデシュ人の10万人を受け入れ、それにプラスインド人5万人かと思ったら、英語のメディアちょっと見たら50万人だったんですよ。50万人、青年指定と同じくらいですよ。
Damn, he's speaking facts.
そんなの我々求めておりません。僕も求めておりません。でちょっと異例な経歴僕持っておりまして、僕16年間インドのムンバイ市に在住しておりました。なのでこの中で一番僕インド人のことは人一倍分かると思います。正直言います。いい人もいると言います。でも同じ日本の土地と同じ一つの屋根で暮らせるかというと無理です。
Wow.
文化が違うし。
Wow, he's got that fire in him.
元から狂ってる。日本でどうできるわけで、税金の使い方がこのように、ね、日本人に何一つ利益のないことで使えてるのが本当に怒りにできております、私。
Now, shout out to him, Theo. Interesting clip here. Japanese person speaking out against the incoming Indian immigration. 500,000 people is way too much. We've seen the effects of Indian immigration in America, in the UK. We've seen how when Indians get into power and IT and other industries, they only hire their own people, right? Which means the culture incompatible with how we do things in the West, where it's all about merits and what you do. I know about a caste system or your own tribal culture as to how a lot of them do. Okay, and this guy who's Japanese is speaking out against that. He said he lived in India for a bit. He knows how they live. He's saying that Indian people and Japanese people and the culture cannot coexist in Japan. Theo, what is your thoughts here on this ridiculous move by the Japanese government to bring in 500,000 Indian people? Break it down for us.
I don't think the Japanese people are going to do it like this at all. This is a very bad move. Actually, I would say this is foolish, to be honest. I understand it from a labor point of view. This makes sense, and of course, the Indians would love this to have, some people over there. That's good, but this many people, 50,000, no way. This is. I don't even know where they're going to go. They have enough problems with Americans, and we have military bases there. I can't imagine 50,000. I can't. Even if they just brought over 10,000 Indians over, that would be hard enough. So I don't see this. You'll see what the Japanese do with this one. The Japanese are Japanese. So they're going to be like, hey, you either do everything Japanese style or get the heck out of here. And that's exactly the way they're going to do it. That's exactly the way they're going to function. So we'll see what happens.
Are you sure? I feel like, but we've seen how the Indian culture moves in America, in the UK, particularly in Canada, in the labor market, job market. They're very, they want to bring the culture. They brought the culture to the West, and I'll be with you. It's causing problem. It has caused problems. It is, right. We spoke about how, again, they become a manager, director. They only hire their own people. They fire or they push out non-Indian people. That is documented fact. Every race speaks about it on Reddit and every other platform, right? There's issues as to the way they do things that we don't do things in the West, right? But it just seems like it's not getting through to them, Theo, right? You're saying that Japanese people will impose their culture, but the Indians will reject it or become very insular, and we see in the West, Theo.
Well, again, when the Indians reject it, they'll just be on the airplane, the culture. So when it comes to hiring in Japan, the Japanese are very particular about the number of foreigners you have hired in a certain company. And if you go above a certain level, or if it looks like you're only hiring foreigners, the Japanese government usually comes in. And so if the Indians dare play that game, you would see what happens. The Japanese government could pretty much come in and say, okay, we're withdrawing your right to operate in Japan. And then that's it. They can't operate business. I mean, they did it to Citibank. Think about Citibank. Think how strong Citibank is. They didn't care. So if Indians did this, like say they got into a certain company and they're like, hey, we're only going to hire Indians. Well, that's it. They're gone. The government would just come in and say, okay, your company's gone now. Bye. So all their HR would be operated by Japanese people. They would know what to do.
I hope so. Because Japan is not India, and we want to keep it Japanese. And that's not a bad thing to say. Mm-hmm. It's a Japanese country. There's a reason why it's unique. It's Japanese customs, Japanese culture. And I'm sorry, but this is getting too much. These governments just love importing a lot of Indian people for labor shortages. How about you train your own people? Stop being so goddamn lazy. You know, same thing in America too. Stop importing people, right? And just train your people, right? Do something. Well, at this point in time, we're tired of it as normal people. Go on, bro.
Well, they have a labor shortage. I mean, that actually is legit. That's going to happen for a while. I kind of understand why they're doing this is because they don't have enough people, right? So they're going to have a population decline, and the West is pretty much the same. Like for us in this country, if we didn't import Latinos, we'd be screwed, right? So, because like with feminism, like again, women don't reproduce. So, what do you do with the population, right? We have an issue. So, if you want to maintain the population, you got to have some degree of immigration. Japan, I'd say they need to maintain their culture, which is exactly what they're going to do. Yeah, they're not going to budge on that. I would say it'd be better if they imported more Thai, more Cambodians, more Vietnamese. That'd actually be a lot better. That makes sense. We'll see how that goes. But India, again, we'll see what happens. But there probably will be a cultural conflict. Japanese aren't playing around.
Great. This is good. I think I'm happy seeing normal average people, rebel against the government, and, speak out, because the government isn't writing everything. They're writing some cases, but not everything, right? And you got to think about normal people when you're employing people of a different culture, and we know how they move. You send an example as to how they move, and you want to bring them more in, 500,000. Yeah, that's nonsense. Yeah. And it ain't happening.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. Well, you want 1 million brothers to go over there, right? So. You won't get 1 million brothers. That's not going to happen. You might get 10,000 brothers going over there to do something, but even there, you're not going to really get that much of a population increase. Just the way it is. There's a real issue with population right now. So as long as that's true, hey, what can we do?